Hi there and welcome to another video. My name is Paul Willems and in this video we are going to talk about a technical audit. What does it take to get your website SEO ready? Enjoy watching this video. Okay, in this video we are going to do a technical audit. And a technical audit means we are going to assess our own website and we are going to compare it with competitors. I will step aside a little bit from the Rubik's Cube website and I'm going to use another website I've created, Untitled, which is a website about coaches. It is a Dutch website, but it doesn't matter because we are going to assess only the technical skills of the website. And I'm going to compare it with three competitors, which is Hurenbus, Bushuren Vergelijken, and Huren.nl. Assessing your own website based on technique to your competitors will give you a good overview where you are standing. So once we have done the quick audit, so after we have assessed our own website compared to our competitors, we are going to do a full audit. And a full audit, that means we are going to assess every detail of our own website. And by assessing all the details, we know where we are standing with the technique of our website. And if our website is technical perfect, it will be placed higher in Google. So that's really, really important. We are going to do the quick audit. First of all, we are going to take a look at the site links in Google. And a site link, just going to show you what it is. So when I go to Google and I type in Touringcar-offerte and I press enter, of course I will pop up because it is the name of my website. But you will also see there are multiple links of the menu within my website. And this is really, really good news because I have 3 rows of additional information. That means I will push my competition downwards on the search results. If people take a look at Touringcar-offerte, they will probably click one of these hyperlinks and not the hyperlinks below. So I can press here, yes. Rich snippets, that's a really technical part. When I do a search on busvuurbedrijven and space on the site Touringcar-offerte.nl, I will see that I got star ratings at my search results. And you need to look a little bit for these star ratings. You can also look into the code of the website of your competition, but that's quite hard to do. And if you are looking at 3, 4, 5 pages and you cannot find any star rating here, then you might as well give it up and say, well, probably there's no rich snippets in it. But rich snippets, it's actually a technique that you can use within the rating of your website, and Google will take this rating and show it into their search results. And as you can see, 284 votes, I got an average of 7.8, which is quite good. So do I have rich snippets? Yes, I have. So here I can put also yes. Now the speed test. And the speed test you can do at Google Page Speed. And if you do just a Google search on Page Speed Insights, or you are going to type this URL, developers.google.com/speed/pagespeed, then you will pop up with this window. And I've done the test already, and my mobile is not quite good because Google is very, very tough on mobile. And you need to optimize really, really good for mobile. And this website is just not optimized good for mobile. But for desktop, it is quite good. I got a rank of 93, which is really, really good. So I just type in here 93. And then my W3 validator, the W3 validator, you can find it at validator.w3.org. And here you can assess the programming code. So when I type in my address of my website and I press check, then it's going to assess my website for programming errors. And here you see a bunch of errors which it has found on my website, and it is 14 errors and 2 warnings. So I think the 14 errors will do for now. And well, is that a lot? Well, not that much. But I do not have a lot of pages within my website. Then brand name results, when I just type in my name, Touringcar-offerte, how many times will my website pop up in Google? So when I go to Google, so what I can basically just do is just type in site and then Touringcar-offerte.nl, and that means how many times will my website appear within Google. So when I press enter, and I will find here it's actually only 9 times will my website appear in Google. And most of the time it's my own website, but here I see one within webmasters. So the number of results for my website is just 9, which is not too much. This is actually the number of pages which has been indexed. This is what I have, and let's add a little color to it, because these ones are actually quite good. This one is moderate, so I'm going to give it an orange color, and the brand name results, it's only 9, and that's not too much, so I'm going to give it a little red. The same I can do for my competition. So I'm going to assess my competition, and well, I will be back in a minute. So what I've actually done is just colored all the colors red or green, so which is good or not good. And as you can see now, in an instant look, you can already see that my competitor Bushurenvergelijker is really, really good. It has their website fast, it has not that much errors, and it's just a really good website. I cannot say other. Huren.nl didn't appear very good. It didn't have side links, rich snippets. Might be that there are side links or rich snippets, but that I did not found them. And what you can see now here is that I have some work to do on the W3 validation, and I need to get more pages into my website. So this was the quick audit, and here you can see instantly that I'm not the best website based on my competition, that I don't have the best website compared with my competition, but actually I'm compared with this one, I'm a good number 2. So now we are going to do a full audit. So first of all, we are going to assess if we have Canonical Page. So what is a Canonical Page? If you have a few pages, so let's say it is tuinkaofferte.nl, or it is www.tuinkaofferte.nl, or it is so these 3 pages, they actually are all the same, because sometimes you don't put in www before a web address, but you will come to the home page. And sometimes when you type in tuinkaofferte.nl/index.php or something else, you will go also to the home page. But these 3 pages are all the same. They are actually the home page, but Google will consider them as 3 different pages. So you have duplicate content, because Google says, well, I got 3 pages here with the same content, and that's not right. Well, of course it is the same page, but it is nice to let Google know, well, we are on a page and the only URL of the page is this one. It is www.tuinkaofferte.nl. And if you have put it into the code of your website, you will get plus points from Google. So we are going to assess if we have it, and for that we need to look into the code. So we are going to the website, Tuinkaofferte, and we need to take a look into the code of our website. So how to do it? Well, I use Google Chrome, and make sure you stand on a blank piece of the website, so not on an image, not on a button, but please on just a blank page. And then you press your right mouse click, and then you select View Page Source. And then there's really a lot of code, especially at my website, because my website is extremely compressed. But it doesn't matter, because we are just looking for some words. And if you press Ctrl F or Command F for find, and you type in canonical, you will see it will pop up instantly, link rel canonical, and then you will see the URL. So I have put www.tuinkaofferte.nl as my canonical URL. So that's good. I have a canonical URL. So I'm going to type in yes. Then the next one, text on Google. Something which is really, really a no-go is duplicate content. Please do never ever copy an image from the internet and put it on your own website, because you are in trouble with copyright. Do not copy text from another website and put it on your website, because you are in trouble with copyright. And Google says, well, if you have copied text from another website and put it on your website, That's no good information because we have multiple websites with the same information. Of course, you can copy information from a website, put it on your website, make a description about this text. That's no problem. But what might happen is that some websites take information from your website and put it on their website. And that happens more often than you would imagine. So we are going to take a look if the text of our website is somewhere else on the internet and it can be found by Google. So what I just can do is take a piece of my own text and I just copy it. And what I do now is I'm going to paste it here in the Google search engine bar. I'm going to look for it, and what I can do is set quotes around it, so you can do just a search on the entire text. And what I do see here is the text will be found obviously on Tooling Vetter, but the text seems to be also on this page. And when I take a look here, then here you will see the text. So probably, so this is just a website which copied my text, and this is not good. So probably I should call or email this website, and it is here. It is actually a competitor of mine, which is on Tooling Vetter, and it's using my text. So that's not nice to do. So we need to get rid of it as soon as possible. This is yes. And there's a canonical page, and that's good. So we make it green. We have text on Google, and that's bad. So we need to make it red. That's important. So is there a robots.txt? And a robots.txt, that means, is there a file which tells Google which pages can be indexed and which cannot? So most of the time you will find it quite easily. You just type in after the URL robots.txt. You will see something like this, and you will see this file, and it says user agent. So it means that all the search engines can index my website. Then there's disallow img. That means that the folder img with the tiny images you cannot index. I have also a folder with images, which is called image, and there are all the brand image. So Google can index this one. JavaScript not, include not, CSS not, and the disclaimer and the terms and conditions. I don't want Google to index that also. So there is a robots.txt, and it's clear for Google what to index and what not. So that's good. Google likes it. Then the next one, a sitemap. Do we have a sitemap in our website? And this is something you can just see. If you just scroll down, and you will see here, there is a sitemap. So that's yes, and that's really, really good. And that's a quick win. Then is there a sitemap.xml? So what is the difference between a sitemap and a sitemap.xml? Well, sitemap is for the viewers, and a sitemap.xml is just for Google, which Google uses to index your website really, really fast. Well, let's check it. And we can most of the time just see it for a website. Just type in the URL /sitemap.xml. So is there a sitemap.xml? There is. You will see it just like this. And the XML file does not appear, blah, blah, blah. But if you see something like this, there is a sitemap.xml, and that's really, really good. So it's yes, and it's good, so it would be green. Is the website secured? So is it HTTPS? And that means that the connection with your provider and my website will be only through secure connections. So it means there's really, really less chance that the website can be hacked somewhere on the way from my provider to you. And you can see it really, really easy. If you press on the URL, you will see HTTPS, and you will see also the log here. And if you click it, you will see that the connection is secure. and that's good. So I will press here again, yes. Did I use some nofollow URLs? And what is nofollow URL? That's a URL that you're going to use when you don't want to be indexed by Google. If all the pages and all the information is indexed by Google, that's nice because you are really visible on Google. But it might be possible that some of the pages are not really relevant, not good programmed. So please put on those pages or to those pages a nofollow. And how can you see if you have nofollow URLs? Well, then we need to go back again to the code and just search, so Control F, and then search for a nofollow. And here you will see this is a hyperlink with nofollow, and this hyperlink with nofollow, and here. So we got some nofollow hyperlinks in it, and that's quite good because you give more specific information to Google. So we have nofollow hyperlinks, and that's good. So we mark them green. So next up, it's Google Search Console. And Google Search Console is a really nice tool. I got a separate video about Google Search Console, how to install it, but the information you are getting from Google Search Console is really, really good because it will give you a really good overview how Google is indexing your page. And it takes a little time to get information from Google Search Console. So if you have a brand new website, it will take 1 to 3 weeks before you have information. But please do install it and take a look at the findings. And I will show you for my website what you can see about Google Search Console. So when we go to Google Search Console here, and I'm going to just say start now. And this is the information that I have. And as you can see, I've got a small website, Toolika, and it's not performing really, really good at this moment. But we are going to do a big update later on this year, and my website will perform really, really good again. So what can we see? First of all, we can see simply the errors, the warnings, the valid pages, and the excluded pages. And that's nice to see. We are going to take a look at the coverage. And here we see we got 3 errors, 0 warnings, 8 valid, and 15 pages excluded. And you can filter those pages nicely to the pages from the sitemap or the all submitted pages, or actually all known pages. And all known pages is actually everything, and that makes sense that it can be found here. So it's 3, 0, 8, and 15. So the error is 3. Warnings 0, valid 8, and excluded that's 15. Well, errors is always not good, and with warnings that's 0, so that's good. Valid 8 pages, that's good, and the excluded pages, which is 15, and that's obviously no good. So there's actually a lot of good information you get from Google Search Console, and based on the error pages, it's really easy to see what kind of error you have. And for instance, a 404 error, and if I click, I can see that probably this page cannot be found. So if I try to reach this page, it really says, well, this page is not visible anymore. So that's good information, and you need to put 301 redirect on it. So nowadays Google has a lot of information. So it is good to track down the list and fix the information that you have and not really register it in Excel. So what I'm going to do now in my Excel sheet, I'm going to delete this row, and it's not really necessary to register it all. So now we are going to the speed part. So how fast is my website? Well, I did already do a speed test. So the speed test was 93, which is good. And then there's a bunch of information. Is Gzip applied? And how does it work? You send your code of your website to the server. Your server can compress the code and will send it back. And well, if your server has Gzip and caching applied, that's quite good. So we are going to test for it. And how to test if your website is applied for Gzip. And there's a test, and then you can just type in your URL and you can just say check, And here you see that Gzip is enabled. And the same thing you can do with caching. And probably on the same website, you can test the caching. So browser caching checker, and I type in so it's obviously the same website, Gift of Speed, where you can check if there's a browser caching. I do not particularly recommend this website because it is good possible that in a few months will become a paid website. So just Google it for cache checker or cache checking online, and there will be pop up a free website where you can check your cache. So what I see here is that there are a number of files which are cached and a number of files which are not cached. So, well, it's actually 50-50 how I see it. So do I have good caching on my website? No. And is there a HTML compression? What does HTML compression means? Well, if I take a look at the code of my website, you see actually that there is no space left. So everything is compressed together. So that's an HTML compression, and that is yes. These ones are green, which are quite good, and the caching is red, so that's no good. The last thing is my website mobile friendly. I can just test it easily by Google. And are there AMP pages? And AMP pages stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages, and it is actually another copy of your page which is cached by Google, and it speeds up your website really good. So we are going to first check for accelerated mobile pages. So I'm putting in AMP test. So here is the AMP test within Google, search.google.com/test/AMP. I will type in the URL of my website and I will test it. As you can see, it has not been able to test my website for AMP. And I think it's true because I did not make my website ready for AMP. So this one will be no. And the last one is the mobile friendly test. So if I just type in Google mobile friendly test, and then you will see results. And this is a really good one. Search.google.com/test/mobile friendly test. And I put in my URL. My website is not mobile friendly, I already know. So I'm curious what Google will come up with. This is funny because my page is actually not mobile friendly. So, okay, it could not load entirely. So this is why Google thinks it is mobile friendly, but it is not. So let's do it again. Lucky for me, apparently Google has changed their minds and said, well, your page is mobile friendly again. Well, good for me, because in all the other tests I did, it was not mobile friendly. And I know it is not mobile friendly, but if Google says it is good, it will be good. But I do not agree with Google, but don't argue with the master here. So it is good, and it's good for me. So what I do have now is I have a quick audit, and I've scanned my website compared with my competition. And I did a full audit where I checked all the technical aspects of my website. And what I can see now is that based on the techniques of my website, I'm doing a pretty good job for Google. This was the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel.